If there's one thing I can't stand, it's being undercut indirectly by vague booking. Dr. Cobblepot here, just to remind you, this Sunday at HIW, VFW Post 4903, I will be in action, even though not advertised on the poster. And I have bad news for whichever HIW superstar happens to be standing across the ring from the good doctor when the bell rings, because I have been pushed just a little bit too far. Just a little bit out of my comfort zone. And maybe last year when I snapped on Twisted, that was just the beginning. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to come. We'll have to buy a ticket. We'll have to get the seat. We'll have to eat the popcorn. We'll have to come watch Dr. Cobblepot do what Dr. Cobblepot does. And that is wrestle. And that is compete. And that is strive for championships. This Sunday, HIW returns to the VFW Post 4903. Greetings, fellow scientists and science enthusiasts alike. It is I, Dr. Cobblepot, inviting you once again to come join me at the VFW Post 4903 here in beautiful Tucson, Arizona, when High Impact Wrestling returns this Sunday, May 19th at 3 p.m. Now, the doctor doesn't know exactly who he'll be standing across the ring with, going toe-to-toe and face-to-face, but I assure you, no matter the level of competition, Dr. Cobblepot has what it takes to rise the occasion. So once again, that's the VFW Post 4903 High Impact Wrestling this Sunday. Much to the chagrin of many, but to the surprise of few, I am about to cut a promo on you while I poo. Now, this is not just an expression. I'm here on my squatty potty. I'm here preparing for HIW's triumphant return to the VFW Post 4903 this Sunday, May 19th. And I, Dr. Cobblepot, will be in action. Though I don't know who my opponent is. But it doesn't matter. No matter who they put across the ring, I'm sure they'll be a worthy opponent, and I'm sure that they'll test my mettle to the full extent of their abilities. But that said, I also am quite confident that the doctor's scientific theories and multiple different ideas of how to get around a certain, I'm a little flummoxed, but I remain confident nonetheless. You'll just have to see what kind of tricks I have up my sleeve this Sunday, May 19th, at the VFW Post 4903, when High Impact Wrestling returns and Dr. Cobblepot takes what is rightfully his. Dr. Cobblepot, literally doing better promos than half the state of Arizona in his sleep. This Sunday, I'll be returning to action. That's May 19th. High Impact Wrestling returns to VFW Post 4903 here in beautiful Tucson, Arizona. I'm not sure who I'm fighting yet, but they're going to have quite a fight on their hands. As you can see, I'm rested up. I'm getting all my faculties in order. And I mean, there's a lot of strong competition on the roster. And we've had a lot of out-of-towners coming through and truly challenging individuals, to say the least. But I remain confident, as confident and braggadocious as this bedside promo is, that Sunday, May 19th, High Impact Wrestling, Dr. Cobblepot will be in action, and I'll be ready for whatever they throw at me. So, come on down. Please believe me that you do not even have to comment on this post for me to know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Dr. Cobblepot, this is not the classic Dr. Cobblepot Vidabog format. How do you expect me to take this promo seriously? Well, it's been brought to the doctor's attention that the Vidabog promos are not actually taken seriously. So I'm going to set a couple of items straight real quick. This Sunday, May 19th, VFW 4903 High Impact Wrestling returns to action, as does the good Dr. Cobblepot. And I've got a few things on my mind, not the least of which is to prove once and for all that I am not to be overlooked. I am not to be taken as a laughingstock or somebody that doesn't take this business seriously. And the fact is that I can bang out promo after promo while you all struggle to stitch a few syllables together, and it makes me very disappointed that I lose ring time to fools who cannot keep the attention of an audience for 60 seconds. So this Sunday, May 19th, VFW 4903, Dr. Cobblepot, and I overran the 60-second mark a little bit, but I think I got the point across. The more effort that I put forward, the less and less respect I am given in this industry. For that reason, there's no musical, there's no Vidabog, there's none of that today. I'm just here to tell you, Dr. Cobblepot returns to action when the HIW returns to VFW Post 4903 this Sunday, May 19th. And I don't know who I'll be standing across the ring from, but rest assured, that superstar will face the challenge of his career. You know what they don't tell you when you start skipping from dimension to dimension, from world to world, universe to universe? They don't tell you anything because you are alone, because nobody else is doing that like Dr. Cobblepot does. This Sunday, May 19th, I'm going to transport myself to the HIW show at the VFW Post 4903. I don't know who I'll be facing yet, and I'm sure there'll be a challenge. I'm sure it's going to take me to my limit, but they better be prepared for me to take them to theirs. Dr. Cobblepot is sick and tired of being overlooked and mistaken as a joke or a parody or something to be taken lightly. The fact is, I'm going to keep on cutting these promos just to prove that point, and when I do return to the Vidabog, you all will be ready. Dr. Cobblepot, we can't take your Vidabog seriously as a wrestling promo. I mean, you're not even sitting in your car. I mean, your phone isn't even turned the wrong way. How are we supposed to take this as a serious wrestling promo? Well, I guess if that's your problem, then we have bigger problems, don't we? Because you and I don't see eye to eye, as the saying goes. So this Sunday, May 19th, why don't you bring your business down to the VFW Post 4903, where Dr. Cobblepot will be in action as High Impact Wrestling returns once again. I look forward to hearing your constructive criticism, and I look forward to shutting down anyone foolish enough to challenge the good doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to enthuse for science as Dr. Cobblepot and his compatriots of High Impact Wrestling return to action this Sunday, May 19th, to the VFW Post 4903 here in beautiful Tucson, Arizona. I look very much forward to the hardy challenge that I face against any competitor, because I don't know who it is that I'll be wrestling, but I've been doing some calculations of my own. I've been crunching the numbers. I've been formulating some theories and some techniques that haven't been seen yet in this universe. So come on down this Sunday, VFW Post 4903, High Impact Wrestling returns, and they're bringing the good doctor with them. Why, hello there. My name is Dr. Cobblepot, and I'm just a small-town interdimensional scientist, but it seems to me that we have a certain kind of calamity going on in the world of professional wrestling these days. Folks like to sit in their car and point their phone upwards at themselves and shoot a little bit of a promo. Now, when they're doing this promo, they tend to actually point out some weaknesses in their opponents that don't need to be pointed out. They don't talk about how the person that they're going to fight this Sunday at the VFW Post 4903 is probably an outstanding competitor. Someone who's going to take them to their very limits. But that's what the doctor's going to do. Because this Sunday, Dr. Cobblepot is preparing himself to fight a mountain of a man. And I'll be ready. Ooh, betcha. I'll be ready. So come on down as High Impact Wrestling returns and brings the good doctor in tow to VFW Post 4903 here in beautiful Tucson, Arizona. And I look forward to seeing you. Film better promos. Film better promos. Dr. Cobblepot, I've been doing Vidabogs for as long as I've been in this dimension. I've never done traditional promos. But every time I watch one of these cringeworthy promos where you guys are tearing yourselves down, you're tearing down your opponent, you're not making anybody look good, you're not really bringing anybody to the show, and now I'm guilty of doing it just because it's been so frustrating. Anyway, the point is, folks, promos aside, there is going to be some high-impact wrestling returning to the VFW Post 4903 this Sunday, May 19th. The good doctor, Dr. Cobblepot, will be in action. I don't know who I'm going to wrestle, so I'm preparing for the strongest opponent that I can, the fastest opponent that I can, and I'll be ready. You mark my words, you set your watch and warrant. this Sunday, May 19th, at the VFW Post 4903. I just don't know what to do. I don't know how to reach these kids. Do they understand? Do they know that this is how the business works? I mean, I know that I'm guilty of not doing your standard traditional promo, 60-second in and out, put over your opponent, put over the time and place. I just hope that by robo-firing like 20 of these things off, that I can prove this Sunday, May 19th, at the VFW Post 4903, Dr. Cobblepot is a legitimate contender and should be in the running for multiple championships at High Impact Wrestling. But we'll just have to see how it goes this Sunday. I could see an argument being made that all I'm focusing on is my number one advantage over almost every wrestler in Arizona, and that's my promo ability. Now, certainly my in-ring skills could use polishing. Training, regular training would definitely help me out with that. Unfortunately, my schedule doesn't allow for it at this time. And that's an excuse. That's an excuse, and I know it. But there is no excuse for sitting in your car, for turning your phone the wrong way, for having a lousy promo where you tear down your opponent in real life. What are you doing? This Sunday, at the VFW Post 4903, Dr. Cobblepot will be in action for High Impact Wrestling. And I'm going to find one of these guys with their bad promos, and I'm going to put them to their physical limit, just as I'm sure they'll bring me to mine. We'll just have to see who comes out on top when Dr. Cobblepot stops making jokes. And so finally a theme emerges, an overall story. Dr. Cobblepot is sick of being perceived as a joke, as someone to be passed over for opportunities, as someone who lacks in-ring abilities. I may not be the greatest wrestler in the world. I may not be the greatest wrestler in Arizona or in Tucson, but I am far from the worst. So you bring me a competitor that can step into the ring with Dr. Cobblepot, and I will put myself to the test. And I will pass that test, because you don't get to be a doctor without the ability to pass a few tests every now and then. So this Sunday at the VFW Post 4903, Dr. Cobblepot returns to action once again, and I am hungry for competition.